So we're working through some material here in the Forge this morning, and I wanted to share this publicly. And the discussion was based around unanticipated decision points, meaning you're going through your day. Let's say you go to work, you arrive at the office, and your colleague, John, bought donuts for the entire team. And here you are at the crossroads, at the decision point. And we know, according to neurology, that we've got like 4 to 6 seconds to play this game. It's real quick. What are you going to do? And of course, the reasons as to why having a donut are going to just continue to come in waves. We are equipped to give ourselves the soft spot to land, to do the thing, even though we know it's counterproductive to what we're trying to do. Here are some examples. It's just one donut. Like, how much damage could it really cause? That's fair. Or, well, I don't want to make John feel bad. He went out of his way to get donuts for everybody. I'm going to eat this donut for him. That's a powerful one. How about, I've been working really hard this whole week. I've been sticking to my nutrition plan. Like, I deserve this. And these will just keep coming and coming and coming. These reasons will just keep coming. 4 to 6 seconds, the game is being played right now. That is the point in time in which this battle is happening. And yeah, at the end of the day, a donut maybe isn't a big deal. It also could be a massive deal. And the reason why is because these battles, these decision points, the choices we make have a compounding effect. And it's not just the result of eating the donut or avoiding the donut. From a nutrition perspective, yeah, that's a discussion. The sugar, the empty calories, the bullshit that you're putting into your body, what that does to you physically is a thing. What that will do to you mentally, the guilt that may come with that 10 minutes later where you're like, oh man, I really feel like a piece of shit. I shouldn't have done that. It's more than the effect or the consequence of the task. It is the greater win is doing what you know to be the right thing to do because you said you were going to do the right thing. That also compounds because every time you make that hard choice, you get just that much more equipped for it to be just that much more automated. You are building disciplined behavior through every one of these little games that are presented to us sometimes countless times a day. That's the discussion we're having right now, which is a great one. And one of our teammates here in the Forge, Seth, made a note and was, how do we give ourselves grace while also being committed to the process? Which is a great question. How do you do that? And my response was, hey man, I love where your head's at. I think that a piece of the equation to that answer is strategy. It's purposefully and intentionally putting these little treats into our lives on purpose. So just using this exact same example here of the donut, the very commonly used term cheat meal, which some people just have no concept of what that actually is. Like, if you're just eating whatever you want, it's not a cheat meal. That's just you doing whatever you want. You have to be on some kind of regimented program that is then violated, right? Whether it's on purpose or not, ideally it's on purpose per this discussion for it to be a cheat meal. You gain control of that and you say, all right, here's what we're going to do. Here's my nutrition plan. Whether you're doing it on your own, you're working with a coach, you're working with a team like we got here in the Forge. Regardless, it's every 9 days. I'm going to use this as an example because this is part of the discussion we're having right now because this is where my cheat meals are currently in my program. It's one every 9 days is when I splurge and I just lose my mind. I'll eat literally whatever I want for a meal once every 9 days. You take control of that and you say, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put this treat in here and I'm going to abide by that. I'm going to stick to that. 9 days? Dude, you could stand on your head for 9 days if you needed to. Literally. right? So when the same decision point comes, you go into the office, John bought donuts for everybody. You're like, ugh, here we go. 4 to 6 seconds to play this game. I really want the thing, but I know in at most 9 days from right now, all right, perhaps it's less, perhaps it's 7 days from right now, or 4, or it could be tomorrow. Like, you know what? My cheat meal's coming up in 3 days, whatever it is. I was gonna have pizza. I've been thinking about pizza for the last 6 days since my last cheat meal. Been dreaming about pizza, salivating over it, having visions of pizza. While I'm eating the chicken and broccoli, I'm thinking about pepperoni. I was gonna have pizza. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna crush a dozen donuts. Boom. And you move on. John, appreciate it. Not today, bro. Maybe you catch a glance or two. You know, there's a whole other discussion about the effects that our disciplined behavior can create on those around us. Whole nother topic. You move on. And now for the next 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, whatever it is, as you earn your way towards your treat, you're not thinking about donuts. And you're using that as fuel. You're using that as motivation to get you to that point. You know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen guaranteed when you make that call, that 4 to 6 second game, you make that call and you walk away. You're like, ugh. You're going to take about 9 steps away from those donuts and instantaneously be like, fuck yeah, I made the right call. All right. That's what I'm talking. This is you talking to you. Like, that's what I'm talking about right there. That is how you win. That is how you turn dreams into reality. It's that right there. It's that one moment and you get that little victory. And now what happens is you start anticipating and looking forward to the next one. You're like, all right, who else has got some shit, right? Hey, Susie, all right, you gonna bring in pizza this afternoon? Because I'm already saying no, I don't fucking need it. I'm moving on, right? You're like eagerly hunting the next unanticipated decision point because you're that much more equipped to know how to win in those moments. So strategy, I think, is at least a massive part of this. And then to close this thing out, dude, no one's batting 1,000, guys. Myself in particular. No one's batting 1,000. There's gonna be times when you lose that battle, when that 4 to 6 second clock starts to tick and you go, yep, you know what? And you take a bite. It's gonna happen. You're gonna take the bite. You're gonna hit the snooze button. You're gonna have the beer. You're gonna avoid the difficult discussion that you know is in your best interest. It's gonna happen. So what do you do when, not if, when that happens? 2 suggestions. One is don't make it worse. Don't make it worse. You can't go back and undo what you did, but what you can do is start moving forward proactively. Meaning you eat the donut and then 11 seconds later, you're like, yep, wish I didn't do that. Well, you already did. So what many will do is make it worse. Meaning like, well, I already had one. Fuck it. I might as well eat the whole box because I'm already here. That would be the exact same thing as if you were standing on a ladder painting the side of your house and you fell and you sprained your ankle and you were like, yep, I just sprained my ankle. And you're like, well, you know what? And then you break the ankle. Like you grab your foot and twist it and like snap your tibia. It would be the same thing. Like the thing already happened, right? You made a choice. There was a consequence to that. You don't need to make it worse. Don't make it worse. And then number 2 is get back into the game immediately or as soon as possible. Get back on track now. And here's where Monday becomes this dangling problem that we got to deal with. It's like, you know what? I already had the donut. I'll get back on track on Monday. Like Monday? Like, dude, it's Wednesday afternoon. What are you going to do? Just lose your mind and do whatever you want for the rest of this week? How much damage you can cause, how much regression you can create, that brutally hard-earned progress you can undo in 4 days of doing whatever you want. Yeah, of course you can get it back. Yeah, of course you can get it back. But why dig yourself into a deeper grave? You're already there. All right. So when it happens, when it happens, don't make it worse. Get back on track now. Just the discussion we're having this morning here in the Forge, it clearly has me fired up to the point where I wanted to share this with the masses. This is what we do. We learn, we grow, we get better, we win. On to the next. We'll see you guys later.